Yeah, today onwards we will start the coding. So how to write programs in Python, what are the rules, syntax and all. So yeah, let us start today's session. Yes. So we know Python is a programming language. So how to write the programs in Python, just see the syntax rules and all. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So let us start the ideally. I hope you have installed the Python software. You have not done, please install that software. Very simple procedure, installing the Python. If you have not installed, please go to this website and install that software. Yeah. So what is the website, guys? Official website of Python. Just here type download Python. Yes, that's it. Okay. So here you can see the first link, www.python.org. Just click on here. So you can get the download versions for any operating system. So here, for example, my PC is Windows PC. So you can check the properties. So here it is a 64-bit. So I can download this Windows installer for 64-bit and just click on that software. So very simple procedure, you can try. First install the software, guys. So if Python it has been installed successfully, then you will get this. You can search here Python IDLE. You can search IDLE Python. You can see here IDLE Python 3.9 version 64-bit. Okay. Just click on here. Yeah, this is your Python IDLE, guys. Python IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment. This is called Python IDLE. So currently this is at shell. Currently you are at Python shell. What is the shell, guys? You can execute the Python statements here, right? But one statement at a time. That's it. Only one statement at a time. If you want to check immediate result, okay, what is the effect of a particular statement, then you can use the shell. But if you want to write a program, then shell it's not very flexible, right? Because PC is Ubuntu. Okay, I think already Python is available with that. You can check. So, so that what we do here, a program is nothing but a set of statements, right? If you want to write statements here, you cannot come back and edit, right? Editing is not possible. That's why what we do. So we create a program source file, right? Python source file. How to create the Python source file, guys? Click on file menu. You can also do it. Click on file. Here, new file. Click here. Okay. See this, guys. This is an editor, right? This is an editor. Here you can write any Python program, and you can save it and execute it. Understand? You can save it and execute it. Here you have the navigation. You can move up or down, and you can edit, right? So that's why we write the code in this particular editor. Understand? So how to write the Python program, guys. First, you see this by default, its name is Untitled, right? The name of the file is Untitled, guys. So first, you save this file, guys. Save it. All of you are getting open IDLE, then do all this. Now just click on save. Click on save. You can see it's going to be saved somewhere here. Okay. You can check the directory where it is going to be saved. Okay. Some Python 3.9. Under this, these files are available. Yes. So your file is also going to be saved here. If you wish, you can change the directory also. Okay. Save as type is Python. There are different files are available, right? But this is a Python file. So you are getting by default Python file. So here you will give, I want to give a file name. Okay. For example, hello.py. Hello. Just you type the name of the file already created. That's why it is showing hello.py. Save here. That's it. You can now, what you have noticed here, the file name, it has got changed, right? Hello.py. Earlier it was Untitled, now it is hello.py. Okay. Where is its location? Python 3.9 is the directory. Under this directory, hello.py. This is my file name. So this is called Python source file, guys. So Python source file, what is the extension? .py is the extension, right? .py is the extension, guys. So now you have created this file. First you create a new file and save it. Now I want to write some Python program, guys. I want to write a Python program. Okay. So how to write the Python program? So this is your editor or your workspace, right? Okay. In Python, very important thing is the indentation, guys. Okay. Indentation is very, very important in Python. So without any significance, okay, you should not give any indentation, right? So without any significance, you should not use any indentation. That is the basic rule. By default, your Python interpreter, what it assumes, every statement, it starts at the 0th indexing, right? You may consider this as a number of columns and number of rows, okay, right? So every statement by default, it starts at extreme left hand or 0th column. Understand, guys? 0th column. Your Python interpreter by default, it assumes that every statement, it begins at a 0th column, right? The first character of the statement should be at 0th column. By default, your Python interpreter, it assumes that. If you are giving any, if you give any indentation, what is indentation, guys? That amount of distance, the amount of space between extreme left hand and the first character of the statement, that is called as indentation, guys. Understand? Until and unless there is any significance, you should not give any indentation intentionally. That leads to an error. Understand? Very important point, guys. Throughout Python, you should remember. Okay. For example, here I write hello statement, print hello. That's it. Print hello. Right? Now you can see this is a simple Python hello world program. Hello world. Let me write hello world. Okay. Yeah. Now you see, guys. So here this statement begins at 0th column, right? There is no indentation here. It begins at 0th column. Okay. So now if you do any modifications in the source file, for example, if you are typing any statement, if you delete or modify any statement, immediately save it, right? Go to the file, save it. Already you have given the file name, right? Just save it. if you do any modification in the source file, okay, then you must save the file, guys. Clear? First step is create the new file, save it. After that, if you write any code, if you do any modifications, immediately save it. Okay. And what is the basic rule here? Python interpreter, it assumes that every Python statement, it begins at 0th column, right? There is no indentation at all by default, until and unless there is some significance. Okay, right? You save it first, go to the file menu, save it, then run this program. Click on run menu. Here you can see run module. Okay, run module F5. Click here. Got it? Hello world is the output, guys. Is it clear to all? All of you can do that. Check it. So hello world, you are getting the output. What is print statement in Python? So in Python, print statement, it is an output statement, guys. Okay, whatever you enclose within the single quotes or double quotes, those characters that will be dumped onto the screen, right? This is called output statement, guys. Okay, whatever the user can see, that is output, right? So within the single quotes, whatever you enclose within the single quotes, that is called as a string. Okay, print statement, it prints whatever you enclose within the single quotes. It prints whatever you enclose within the single quotes. It dumps the character onto the screen. That's it. This is called a Python print statement, guys. All of you clear? Print statement is an output statement in Python to print some message, to print the values, right? To print a message with some values, we use the print statement, guys, right? Perfect. But what I want to do is, I want to give some indentation, guys, right? Intentionally, I will give some indentation. Let us suppose I want to give 4 spaces, right? There is only one statement in this source file, right? Without any significance, I want to give some indentation. What is indentation, guys? The amount of space between extreme left hand and the first character, this one. This is called indentation. Understood? What is indentation? The amount of space between the extreme left hand and the first character of this particular statement. This one. I think you can see this gray color. That is called the indentation, guys. That is called what? Indentation. Okay. Yeah. So indentation means this space, amount of space between the extreme left and first character. That is called as indentation, guys. So here I am intentionally I am giving some indentation, right? But this is not allowed, guys. I told you that by default your Python interpreter, it assumes that every statement it begins at 0th column, at 0th column. But intentionally you are giving some space, right? But here there is no significance. It is just a simple print statement without any significance. If you are giving some indentation, right? What happens? You check it. First save this because I did some modification. I saved this file and go to the run menu. Click on run module. You see, guys, what is this? Unexpected indent. Unexpected indent. So your Python interpreter, it assumes that every statement it begins at 0th column, right? But intentionally you are giving some indentation here. It is not allowed. I hope you are clear how important an indentation is. Okay. So that's why always when you are writing a Python program, you should maintain that proper indentation, guys. Here there is no blocks and all. Okay, we do not use any braces, curly braces or something. Okay. So block, how to define a block? Actually, in Python, we should not call it as a block, guys. I will tell you the terminologies. You should remember the terminologies, guys. Very important. I hope you are clear what is the importance of indentation, right? Print hello world. You are getting some error, right? So that's why what you should do, just use like this. Understood? First program. Any doubt? Just I save it. This is our first hello world program, guys. Everyone, you please do it. Now I want to create another program, guys. What I will do? This is my program. I want to create another program. Click on file menu, new file. Yes. Again, same thing. New file. New file is untitled one, right? Untitled. Go to the file and save it. Just remember the steps. This will be saved here. Hello.py also it is here. You check it, hello.py. Now I want to add two numbers, guys. Very simple program. Sum of two numbers. I want to add sum of two numbers. Sum.py. This is my file name. Just I save this one. Okay. Yeah. Now how to write a Python program, guys? Very simple. First one is simple hello world program. Just introduction, that is. So here, what is the program? So how to write a Python program, guys? So this approach is called as problem solving approach. So if you are given, if any problem is given to you to solve, right? So first you need to understand how many inputs are required. First you have to identify number of inputs, right? What is the output of that program? What is the result you want to generate? Next, what is the actual logic to solve the problem? There are three things in any type of program, guys. Okay. Application typing folder. What is this typing folder? This is IDLE, right? Open the IDLE. First install it and open it. So understood, guys, to write a program to solve any problem, first identify what are the inputs required. So what is the output? Okay, what is the output and what is the actual logic to solve the problem? Three things for any problem, for any type of coding problem or anything. You need to identify inputs, how many inputs are required. So to take inputs from the user, whatever the user is providing, okay, the values that are supplied by the user, that is called input, guys. Understood? Whatever you are displaying, the result, that is called output. Okay. So first one, input logic, guys. First you need to write input logic to take input from the user. Next, to solve the problem, you need to write some logic, right? So the actual logic to solve the problem, that is called business logic. Business logic means the logic which you are writing to solve the actual problem, that is called business logic, guys. Then you need to generate the output, right? For that you need to write some logic, that is called output logic. Input logic, business logic, output logic, three things are involved here. For any problem, you just follow this approach, guys. Okay. First one is input logic, guys. First you need to write input logic to take input from the user. Then business logic. So actual this to solve the problem, what is the actual that statements, the statements which that solves the actual problem, that is called the business logic, right? Next one is you have to generate the result or output, that is called output logic, guys. These three things you need to remember. First, input logic, business logic, output logic. For example, any problem is given to you. Okay. So any problem, if it is given, okay, you want to solve any problem, then these three things you need to work Okay. First one is what is the input logic? What is the business logic? What is the output logic, guys? These three things. Understood? Okay. So now let us try to solve the problem. Sum of the two numbers, right? Sum of two numbers. You want to write a simple Python program to find the sum of two numbers, right? So first section in your program, it should be the documentation section, guys, right? Documentation section. It is very, very important in the real time. So documentation means about that particular program, we provide some information, right? So here just it is a simple program so that I write the purpose of the program. That's it. But in the real time applications, we need to add a lot of information about the problem description. Okay, that problem description. So which date it was developed. Okay, so like that we need to provide more information, guys. Okay, for example, in your program there is very complex logic. So you need to write the explanation about that logic, everything. So first section in your program is the documentation section. So here we write the comments for the program, guys. Okay, documentation we provide using the comments. So how to write comments in Python? Using hash symbol. Using hash symbol, guys. Right? For example, what is this program? This program is to add two numbers, right? So program to find sum of two numbers. That's it. Any lines of comments you can write, guys. Understand? This is a single line comment. You can write any number of comments in Python. Okay, and in any lines of comments. It is a very simple program, so that we write only one comment, guys. So here program to find sum of two numbers. This is one of the best programming practices. Understand? First, you start with comments, guys. Documentation section. Understand? Documentation. You start it. Documentation is mandatory, guys. It is one of the standard. Okay. For example, you have written 100 lines of code, but there is no comment lines. Then, and if you have left that organization, somebody joined. Okay. After reading the code and all, still he cannot understand what is the purpose of the program. What is the logic you have used, right? That's why it is very important. Documentation is very important. I hope you got it, right? So enhancements are required for the application. At that time, a new programmer, he must be able to understand that. Am I right? For that, you need a clear documentation, guys. Otherwise, you can also you cannot work on a new project, right? You joined in an organization. In that, you need to work on a project, guys, right? Then if you cannot understand the existing code and all, how can you enhance that to that, right? For that, you need a clear document, right? There is a standard to write the documentation also, guys. If you join in any organization, they will provide you the document, guys. SRS documents. Okay, this code and all. Some IDs they generate some standard documentations also, guys. That's why documentation is very important. If you want to become a professional programmer, you should practice this one. Okay. So next, what is the next step? So here I want to add two numbers, right? I want to add two numbers, guys. To add two numbers, how many inputs are required? Then you just input logic. You need to write input logic. First, you start with the documentation. Then identify any input is required for this program or not. You want to add two numbers. What is the program, guys? What is the problem you want to solve? To find the sum of two numbers, right? If you want to add two numbers, first you need to provide two values. Am I right or wrong? What is the objective of the program? To add two numbers. So to perform the addition, to add two numbers, first you need two values, right? Those are nothing but the inputs. Those are nothing but the inputs. So first you need to write the logic to take the input from the user, right? That is called input logic, guys. The next step, input logic. Okay. Now, how many inputs are required, guys? Two inputs are required. Am I right? Two inputs are required. Okay. So here, how to write the input logic. So in Python, there is a function called input to take input from the user, guys. Input is the function, right? If you want to take input from the user, what values the user has to enter, right? You need to prompt the user. We have to prompt the user to enter a particular value, right? You need some message, appropriate message, to prompt the user to enter the value, right? Prompt the user to enter some particular value. Okay, that message you can display using the single quotes, right? Enter first number, guys. Enter first number. So first, yeah, you want to display this message on the screen. So to prompt the user, right? So the user enters the value. First, you are prompting the user to enter a value. Then user enters a value through keyboard, right? So then that value we need to assign to a variable. So if you want to represent a data item in your program, you need a variable. Am I right? You need a variable. So you want to take inputs, two inputs from the user. So to hold the values of the inputs, we need two variables. Am I right? Already we learned this. So to hold any value, to store any value in the memory, we need the variable. Variables holds the value, right? So that's why first I need a variable. Let us suppose the variable is A. For simplicity's sake, I take A. Enter first number. It prompts the user to enter a value. Whatever the user enters, that value is assigned to the variable A, guys. Understand? This is my first input. Now let us take the second input. Just I use copy paste. Wherever required, you can use. So here I want to take second input, which is B. Enter. What is this value? Second number. Enter second number, guys. Right? Over. This is my input logic. So we are taking two inputs, A, B. This is my input logic, guys. Understand? After that, what should I do? I need to write the business logic. What is the business logic? So that solves the actual problem, guys. Okay, to solve the actual problem, we need to write some logic. That is called as the business logic, guys. That is called as business logic. So now tell me, what is the business logic here? I need to add two values, right? C is equal to A plus B. This statement is called as business logic. What is your actual task, guys? Program, you need to write a program to add two numbers, right? To add two numbers, which statement is performing the actual task, or which statements are performing the actual task? Only the statement C equal to A plus B, right? This is called business logic. There may be only one statement, or there may be multiple statements, guys, but they solve the actual problem, right? So that is the logic you are writing to solve the actual problem. That is called as business logic, guys. So what is the business logic in this program? C equal to A plus B. What? After that, we need to print the output, guys. Okay. So A plus B, this is the sum. We are assigning to a variable C. This is simple arithmetic expression. Do you agree? Simple arithmetic expression. First, this value is evaluated. First, it computes this A plus B, and that is assigned to C. Now tell me, the sum value is available in which variable? Variable C, right? So that you need to print. Okay, that you need to print. So to print any output, we use which statement, guys? Print statement, right? But this time, I want to print a message and as a value. Okay, print a message and a value. What is the message I want to print? Sum is equal to. This is the message I want to print. So first I need to print this message sum equal to. After that, I want to print the value in the variable C, right? So without any quotes, you use the variable C. All of you are clear? Okay. Any doubt? The value, the actual sum value is available in C. I want to print that value, but I want to print along with a message, guys, because that is more meaningful, right? That is more meaningful. Clear? So this is what we write the code. This is my program. It's ready. Again, you go to the file menu and save it. Go to the run. Just click on run. Okay. You see here how now from now onwards you need to identify program flow of execution, guys. Program execution flow. Okay. Because in control statements, flow that is called as flow control. That means you need to identify the flow of the program. Okay. That's why first you need to analyze how to analyze the Python code. I'm telling you first see. So comment lines are non-executable code, guys. Understand? You may write 100 comments. Okay. So when it is interpreter, it is executing, it will ignore all the comments, guys. Okay. This is for readability. To understand the code, we write the comments. These are all non-executable statements. Understand? Any number of comments. These are all non-executable statements, guys. I hope it's clear, right? Then what will be the first executable statement here? This one, a equal to enter first number. I told you that input is a function used to take input from the user. Understand? So inside this input function, you are providing a string, right? Enter first number. So this is called prompting the user. So actually, what value I am entering? What value I have to enter? That I should be notified, right? That's why we are using this particular string. Okay, you can see enter first number. These characters as it is, you are getting onto the screen, right? You are getting on the screen. Enter first number and cursor is blinking here. This is called prompting the user to enter a value. Okay, to take the input from the user, first you need to provide this meaningful statement. This is called prompting the user. Okay, prompt the user. So now you enter some value 10. Okay, enter. Now what happened? So you have entered the value 10. That value is assigned to the variable a, right? Any doubt? Now you see, once you enter the value, until and unless you enter the value, the cursor, it is waiting for the input. Now second input statement, it is getting executed. Enter second number. This statement is printed onto the screen. Now waiting for the second input. Now I will do second input 20, right? Now this 10 and 20 both are added. Then you get the output. So what will be the output, guys? Do you think it is 30? No, I will tell you why. You see, strange output. You are getting 1020. Okay, 1020, but not 30. Why? What happened to this? Understood, guys? Don't get any confusion. If I use a simple input statement only, right? Only input statement. I take input from the user. I take input from the user. Then I get this output, right? I get this output. What is the output? 10, 20. 10 and 20. Just I am getting this concatenated value, not the actual numerical sum, right? 10, 20. Why? Because this input function, by default, whatever value you enter, you may enter any value. It returns string format only. Understand? Input function always return a string, guys. For example, your input is 10. You are providing the input value as what? 10, guys. 10. Still, it returns like this. Input function, it returns like this. Understand? You enter, you have entered numerical value, but it returns string form only. Any value in the string form only, right? Again, the second input you are providing. So this is the value of a. This is the value of a. Second input, you are providing 20. You are providing 20 as the second input. It returns 20 like this. Okay. So here is a plus operator. Okay. If both the arguments are string, plus operator, it concatenates two strings. Understand? Concatenation of these two strings. Concatenation means what? Appending the characters of second string at the end of the first string. That is called concatenation, guys. That's why you are getting 10 followed by 20. All of you are getting. So that's why whatever input you provide, by default, it returns string format, right? But here I don't want string format. I need integer format, right? Whatever input you are providing, by default input function, it returns in the string format. But I need numerical form, right? Numeric form. how to convert a string value to numerical format, guys. Already I discussed this. What is that concept? What is the concept? Type conversion. Understood? String to integer. Can we do the conversion or not? Yes, we can do it using which concept? Using the type conversion concept. Okay, that's why I use the function called int function here. Within that, you take the input. You have to do this small modification in your program. Understood? Right. Again, int. Within this type conversion int type conversion function, you write the input statement. Then now understand what happens, guys. So first it prompts the user to enter a value, enter first number. User enters the value. It returns this input function, this complete this one. This input function, it returns the input value in the form of a string. Now you are converting it into integer. After conversion, we are assigning to a. Understand? For second input also, you are doing the same thing. Take input from the user, it returns in the form of a string, and it converts that into the integer value and assign it to b. Now tell me, a, b both are integer arguments, right? Now it will compute the numerical sum value, and you are printing the value, guys. Understood? This is the modification, right? This is the modification, guys. Okay. Just you do this modification and go to this menu and again run it. Run this, guys. Run this module. Yeah. This time what will be the output? Again, I will run it. Go to the run menu and run this program, run this module. Yeah, check this, guys. First number, again, same input I am giving. Same input I will give. Second number, same input I am giving. What is the value? Sum equal to 30. You see what is the format of output. Input output I don't want to discuss as a separate topic, guys. While we are doing this programming, I will just show you. Okay, practical implementation, I will show you how we use this. Sum equal to 30. How do you get this one? You can see here. Whatever you enclosed here in single quotes, that you are getting as this. Sum is equal to. After that, there is a variable c, right? That value you are getting here, guys. That value you are getting. Understood? Yes. Now again, just if I remove this, okay. I told you that the input function always returns the string value, right? What is the proof for that? What is the proof? Okay. The proof I will give you. Okay. Print off. I want to check type of a. Type of a, guys. Okay. Again, print off. Just I will use type function. I will get it. Print off type of b. What is the type of b? Understand? Now you can check what is the type of c also. That is also string type, right? Type of c. You can check it, guys. This is what you are expected to do. You have to do this type of experiments, guys. Self-learning activity. You must do that. Trainer cannot explain all the concepts. It takes 2 years to complete only Python, guys, not 2 months. Okay. You need to do all this. So I enter 10. Second number is 20. You check, guys. First, this one, SN to A. What is its type? STR. B type is STR. C type is STR. That's why you're getting 1020, guys. Understood? That's why you're getting 1020. Right? Now, what I will do is just I will use this type conversion int function. Right? I will convert this into int. Again, I will convert this into int. These type of questions will be asked in your coding round, guys. They will give you a small program snippet like this, and they will ask you what will be the output. Understood? What will be the output? Now tell me what will be the output. Type of A will be int, type of B is int, type of C also int, guys. Now you check how it has changed. If I use the type conversion, this is the use case of the type conversions, guys. Okay. Why we need the type conversion? This is the thing. You can see now class integer, third one also class integer, and some value is 30, guys. This is the type of A, integer, type of B, again integer, type of C, that is also integer. Sum is equal to what? 30, because both the arguments are integer, right? So this is what is the behavior of this operator plus, guys. Okay, both the arguments are integers, the result is integer. Both the arguments are strings, then concatenation. It performs concatenation operation. Understood? That is what plus operator. Okay. Then the question is, if one is string, other one is integer, what happens? There will be error. Understand? Both arguments maybe strings, maybe integers or something, right? So actually that is a semantic error, guys. A is a string, B is an integer, right? If you want to perform addition operation, that is a semantic error, not meaningful. That is called not meaningful. Semantic error, syntax error. Somebody asked this question. Okay, semantic error, that is not at all meaningful. That is called semantic error, guys. Syntactically, that is correct, right? There is a plus operator, left side one operand, right side one operand. So that syntax is correct. But at the runtime, whatever the value you are providing, okay, that leads to some problem, semantic error. Okay. For example, if you assign some value to A, some value to B here itself, okay, then that will be a semantic error. Semicolon is not mandatory in Python, guys. That's why I'm telling you Python is very easy, simple programming language, right? Very easy. Semicolon is not mandatory. If you wish, you can put a semicolon. Okay. Otherwise, you leave it. But why unnecessarily you should do that? If it is not required, why do we use semicolon? It's not required, right? Semicolon is not required here. Okay. Not mandatory. Not mandatory. If you wish, you can use it, but not. You should adapt the Python type style, guys. I'm telling you, writing code in Python style, you should adapt it because you want to become a Python programmer, right? That's why. This is a simple program to find the sum of two numbers, guys. Any questions in this? I hope this is very simple program. You can just try it. So I hope now you are clear how to write the programs in Python language. Okay, guys, right? So now first Python program successfully we have written, right? Okay. How to use IDLE? First download it, guys. Without downloading in your system you are trying to use, right? If you download it, then simple type IDLE, you will get IDLE. That's it. Just see the procedure, guys. It's very easy. Just go here, type IDLE, type to search. IDLE, it's there here. Without installing, you cannot get it, guys. First install it. How to install already I explained. So you should attend these sessions regularly, guys. If you miss one session, then you will miss the continuity. Okay. These recordings also not available. IDLE PyCharm, there is any difference? Yes. You no need to set it right when you are installing already. You get it. Otherwise, you can save it. Python under scripts. That path you should copy. Okay. Still, if you have any doubt, Google it. Use Google. Okay. How to set the class path for Python? How to set class path for Python? Type it. You get the instructions. You can see. First, you check the properties in that advanced environment variables. Okay. Here it's clear explanation is given. Okay. Check it. Setting the class path, you can see how to set it. Go to advanced environment variables, type path variable and copy this path, right? And just add it. Actually, it's not required. When you are installing, there is a check button. Automatically it will add. Why unnecessarily you have to again think? Download, sir. Already in the beginning of the session, I told you, right? So I don't want to waste my time for these silly things, guys. You have to do it. Otherwise, you can follow some other thing. I want to discuss only logical concepts, guys. These things anybody can discuss. Already I told you this in the beginning also. Download Python, just type it. Settings, environment, downloading, this type of silly things, don't ask me, guys. I'm telling you. You learn some concepts which you cannot learn from anywhere, which are not available on YouTube or something. I don't want to waste my valuable time. Okay. And so as your valuable time also. Just you check it, download, go to download, click on Windows, install one of these. You can see Windows installer 64-bit. My PC is 64-bit. Just start download. That's it. It will be downloaded. So open that folder, double click on it. That's it. Python, double click. Click on next. That's it. You can see here. Already it was installed, so that it is asking again replace. Okay, when you are installing, you will get that checkbox. You have put check mark on that, automatically it will add, right? That's it. Otherwise, just Google it. Already explained this, guys. I don't want to waste this time. Time is very valuable time, because I'm going to onboard for my new job very soon. After that, I will be very busy. That's why before that, I want to cover important concepts. These things you can do your own, right? You can write. Yeah. So that's all about this Python basic programs, how to write, guys. I hope you are all clear with this. Now let us discuss control statements in Python, guys. Next concept, control statements in Python. It's very important, guys. Your actual Python coding starts from here. So this particular topic we call it as logic building. So actually, if you are trying for job as a Python developer, at the first round, that will be technical round. In that, they will give you the coding questions, guys. I think 2 to 3 questions based on the interview company. They will give you 2 to 3 questions. You need to solve them. Okay. So in that, basically they focus on your logical skills. Okay, how good you are writing the logics and all. So for that, you must be very good at this control statements, guys. How to write the logics. Okay, for what type of problem, which type of control statements we need to use. This must be very clear. So I am going to discuss in depth, guys, these concepts. Okay. So logical approach, how to solve the problems using this. That's what I want to do. So let me begin with this. Control statements is the concept. Control statements, guys. Okay. So here we have written a simple program, right? What is a program? A program is nothing but set of instructions, right? A program is a set of instructions, guys. So let us suppose we have written a program where you have some set of instructions, I0, I1, right? I0, I1, and so on. IK, K number of instructions are there. Yes. So you have written one sample program, Python program, right? A program is nothing but set of instructions. Set of instructions, right? So here is a program, I0, I1, I2, so on, IK, right? These are the instructions, guys, Python program. Clear? Now, what is the flow of execution of this particular program? That I want to discuss. What is the flow of execution of this particular program? So flow means what? Flow means the order of execution of the statements. That is called a flow, guys. Understood? What is the flow of execution of this program, guys? So by default, the flow of execution of any program is sequential flow of execution, guys. What is the default flow of execution of a program, guys? Sequential flow. What is the sequential flow? First I0, then I1, and so on, then IK. Understand? So in a sequence, the instructions are executed in a sequence. I0 followed by I1, followed by I2, and so on, so forth. Understood? That is called sequential flow of execution. In Python language, what is the default flow of execution, guys? Sequential flow, right? You can see here, this is a program. By default, the statements are executed one after another, right? That is called default flow of execution or sequential flow of execution. Got it? Right? But in general, so we may have to change the flow of execution of the statements. Understand? There are some scenarios where we need to change the flow of execution of this particular statements, guys. Understood? So we want to change the flow of execution of the statements based on certain conditions, or you may have to execute some set of statements repeatedly until some conditions are met. In these two types of scenario, we want to change the flow of execution. Understand, guys? What is the purpose of control statements? If we want to execute some set of statements based on some certain conditions, or you want to change the flow, you want to execute some set of statements repeatedly until some conditions are met. In these two types of scenario, we want to change the flow of execution. Understand? Flow of execution. For that purpose, we use this control statements, guys. Understand? I hope you are clear. What is the purpose of control statements, guys? Very simple. Control statements, they enable us to specify order in which the various statements in the program, they are to be executed. The order in which these statements are to be executed, that you can specify using the control statements. Understand? Okay. So why we need to change the order of execution, guys? So you may have many situations, like you want to execute some set of statements based on certain conditions, or you want to execute some statements repeatedly. Then you need to change the flow of execution. Understand? What is the default flow of execution? Sequential flow. That is the default flow of execution. But you may have to change the flow of execution in different situations, so that we use the control statements. I hope you are clear, right? That is the purpose, guys. Let me write it. What is the purpose of control statements, guys? Control statements enable us to specify the order in which the various statements in a program are to be executed. Understand? You can specify the order in which various statements in the program are to be executed, because the default flow is sequential flow. That's why. Understand? The default flow is the sequential flow, but you want to change the order of execution of those statements. That's why we need the control statements. I hope you are clear. So how many types of control statements are there in Python, guys? Okay. So depending on how they affect the order of the program, there are three types of control statements, guys. Three types of control statements in Python. Okay, there are three types of control statements, guys, in Python. Okay, so in this particular topic, we will learn all these three types, guys. Understand? What are those three types? First, let me write. First one is selection statements, selection control statements, I can say. What are these? If else, if else. There is no switch case here. Next one is iterative statements. Iterative statements, guys. What are the iterative statements available in Python, guys? One is while, second one is for. Understood? While, and second one is for, guys. Next, third category, transfer statements. Transfer the control from one part of the program to another part of the program. Transfer statements, right? Okay. So these are nothing but break, continue, pass, and return. So if you learn the syntax and some examples, if you practice coding problems, then you will become perfect, guys. Definitely you should be very good at this, right? Your actual programming language starts from here. Understand? 4 types. What are the 4th type, guys? Somebody has typed. Please tell me. I will learn. What is the 4th one? Only 3 types, as far as my knowledge. Okay. Selection control, iterative control, and transfer logic, guys. That's it. Okay. Selection. If you have several options, you want to select among one of them, then we use selection control. This is also called as decision-making statements, guys. Understand? Here we have if statement, if else, if else. These are the statements. This is our first topic in this control statements. We will start from here. Next one is iterative statements. You want to execute some set of statements repeatedly, then we use iterative. Iteration means loop, repeatedly executing, right? Next one is transfer control, guys. So you want to transfer the control from one part of the program to another part of the program, right? From one part of the program to another part of the program. We use loop, the transfer statements, guys. Here we have 3 types: break, continue, pass, and return. This return we use generally with functions, guys. We're going to use the return in functions, guys. Okay. Can I use return with loops? Yes, you can use it, guys. Okay. I think this is a new thing. You can use return in the loops also. Okay. I think you have never heard about that one. I will tell you that use case. Pass. Simply, it is like an empty statement. Pass. Do nothing. Continue. So just skip the current iteration and continue with the next iteration. Break means just stop the execution of the loop, come out of that one. That is what transfer. You are transferring the control from inside the loop to outside of the loop, guys. Okay, you are transferring control from inside the loop to the beginning of the loop. Just control, just you are ignoring. Just pass means just you are ignoring. You are not doing anything. Return means return the control to the calling function. That's it. Transfer statements. What about iterate statements, guys? Execute a set of statements repeatedly, right? These are the 3 types of control statements. Somebody has typed 4. Jump. That is purely non-technical, guys. Okay. I think that should not be your explanation as a technical guy. Okay. You should say transfer it, not jumping. Okay. Jumping into what? That should not be called. Okay. So whatever terminology I'm using, those are pure technical terms, guys. You should use only those terms. Those are all standard. Okay, as per this. It's not jump. This is the transfer statements, control transferring statements, guys. Even though it is jump, then still you have 3 types, right? What is the 4th category I am asking? There is no, except this, there are no other statements, guys. Remember, why there is no switch case here? Why there is no do while here? There is a reason, guys. Okay, that Guido van Rossum is not an innocent guy. He's a really a very intelligent person who developed this. Do while is not there. Go to is not here. Except this, there are no other control statements, guys. I don't want to answer all this. Okay. Only these are the control statements. Except this, they are not. There are no other control statements in Python, guys. Understood? Why do while is not in Python? Why switch case is not in Python, guys? That is the logical analysis. I will tell you when I am teaching this. Okay. Yeah. Except this, there are no other control statements, right? Indentation important, already I told you. You remember all this, guys, very, very important. First, let us begin with the if statement, right? So first one is the if statement, guys. Here you need to learn some terminologies, guys. I'm telling you, very, very important. What are those terminologies? So I'm going to tell you what are those terminologies, guys. You should remember all those terminologies, guys. Understand? They are very, very important. I will tell you what are those terminologies, right? Okay. So here we are going to use different types of terminologies, guys. Okay. What are those terminologies? Why they are important? I'm going to tell you. Okay. Yeah. So I think it is 8 today. So I think tomorrow we should continue. I hope that is good. If I start new topic, and I think continuity will be missing. So tomorrow we will continue with the simple if statement, guys. what is a simple if statement and all. So if you want to learn this Python, there is one book. Somebody asked me to recommend a book. Mark Summerfield is the book. That is good for industry people, guys. Okay, I don't want to refer any textbooks that are useful for academics, because in academics, right, different universities, they have framed different syllabus, right? That is useless. Okay. Because some universities, according to their flexibility, they are introducing something which is not at all useful for industry, and that is useless. Learning that also useless. Okay. Don't follow that. I will tell you one textbook, that is Mark Summerfield. Python programming in Python 3. Mark Summerfield. Actually, whatever concepts I am discussing, those are all from Mark Summerfield, and I have my own examples and explanation, guys. But core idea is from this book here only. It is an excellent book, which is good for industry people. It will make you industry ready. Okay. No useless content, no husk in this. Everything, every point is important, guys. Every point is in depth and logical. To understand this, it takes many days to. Okay. You follow my sessions, I am explaining all this. After that, you read that book also. Free PDF is also available. Mark Summerfield is the title of the book. That is for industry people. The academics purpose, different universities, different institutes, they have their own syllabus and all. You can check the syllabus with this Python International Certification syllabus. If it is okay, then you follow. Otherwise, leave it. Whatever may be that university or something, you leave it. Because unnecessary, you are wasting your time. That's it. If there is no standard, right, you don't follow, guys. Blindly don't follow. That is my suggestion. Time is very valuable. Don't follow anything blindly. Even my sessions also. You check it whether it is a standard